we go on to a formation lap. And it will be 7 minutes plus an additional lap of racing. So the grid will be as it was when we were about to go racing just a few moments ago before the red flag was brandished. So we'll be down to Ethan, Jeff Hall and Max Verstappen to get things well and truly underway. They'll be the ones controlling the pace and making sure things are in the relevant order. So 22 drivers, that's 11 rows of competitors, 7 minutes plus an additional lap. There is a full course yellow before they come out of the final corner and the lights do go out. It's not going to be easy for any of the Nile 100 competitors here this weekend in all 5 different classes. But one thing that drivers do love, it is a bit of a challenge. Being at the front end of the grid is going to be easier than it is going to be in the mid-pack. We always find that out very, very quickly indeed. But we have 2 more corners before they get going. So the first of 18 races, Junior Rotax, Heat 1 of 3 here in Motorsport Arena in Muelsen in eastern Germany. Just 90 minutes west of Dresden International Airport. They go into the tram lines. The revs start to rise. Are we ready? Looks like we've got lights out and they are off and away for the first time this weekend. Plumes of water being hurled into the air as they head into turn 2 for the first time, and it's getting rather quick there. But Fahin Mega has already jumped into the lead of the race. He's been racing at this circuit for the last couple of seasons and knew that a bit of home advantage does work well. But Ethan Jeff Hall keeping in close proximity with him. You can see the likes of Casper Schurmans and Austin Lee trying to fight their way through. Nick Gerhard's, there's a bit of curb hopping in the meantime. In front of them they've got the 247. That is Magnus Pedersen from Denmark with RS Competition, and the pair have managed to get past the Dane. Well, that was pretty good running from the pair of them, but that was a little bit of a sideways moment for Nick Gerhardt at that particular juncture. They come through the final chicane. Just over 6 minutes to go, plus an additional lap, as it's all kicking off at the front of the field. But Fahin Mega leads the way. Here comes Ethan Jeff Hall, and he's absolutely scythed his way up the inside. That looked to be Max Knappen, I believe, but here comes Kai Rielitz. He's currently in 4th place. So Fahin Mega leads after 1 lap. Max Knappen in 2nd. Ethan Jeff Hall being given the old switcheroo by Kai Rielitz, and they both drift sideways. Oh, Ethan Jeff Hall off the track and manages to recover. Oh my goodness. That was robust. But obviously when you end up on the outside and it's wet, the curbs will pull you sideways. There's more drivers trying to make up positions there. Thomas Strauver in the mix, Matthias Turlo in there. We've also got Bruno Mulders in the 277. He normally would wear his bright yellow and fluorescent race helmet, but he's done a bit different here. There's a bit of a move there from Mikkel Pedersen, and that was up the inside of Nick Gerhard, sideways for Casper Schurmans. He's got Janis Stiak right up his back bumper. We've got just under 5 minutes to go, plus an additional lap. This is going to be crazy. Drivers that have dropped down the order. Danny Shields down in 21st. Richard Thomas down in 19th. But at the moment, Fahin Mega has got a lead, and he's leading Kai Rielitz. 3rd is Max Knappen. 4th is Matthias Turlo. And as a result of going off circuit, Ethan Jeff Hall finds himself down in 13th, ahead of Belgium's Vic Stevens and Italy's Alberto Kiko Fracassi. Also some dramas for Austin Lee, who drops down into what is going to be 22nd. Well, I'm not too sure if he's actually carrying on with this race, because he's a little bit further down. He hasn't even actually gone past. He's done 1 lap according to the timing. Not too sure if the weather is causing an issue with the timing on a transponder. We have had that before, but just over 4 minutes to go, and Fahin Mega has got a real good opportunity to use home advantage as Rafael Renhofer gets 2 carts up the inside of him, one of which was Thomas Strauver. The other one was a 255 of Mikkel Pedersen. That was for P6 on the road, and now Renhofer trying to charge back at them. And he's got to watch his 6, because you've got the SP Motorsport duo Both Nick Gerhardt and Kasper Schaumann in close proximity. Austin Lee looks to have parked the car, and they're getting close to the wall out of the final corner. Oh my goodness. 3.5 minutes. We're halfway through this race, and it is getting very, very tricky as the race proceeds onwards. Mikkel Pedersen has also gotten past Rafael Venhofer. Nick Gerhardt finds himself down in 9th position. But Austin Lee looks to be the first confirmed retirement of this race weekend, and we haven't even gotten started. So, just under 3 minutes remain, plus an additional lap. Farin Mega leads by 2.2 seconds. Oh, and that is Bruno Mulders off the track. Oh my goodness, and there we see Austin Lee's car is parked up before that right-hander that they just went through, and Bruno Mulders found dirt, muck, grass and water all in the same equation. 2.5 minutes still to go as they carry on pounding their way around this circuit. You can just see how close some of them are getting. It's difficult with this spray because you have to really judge your braking a little bit differently, as well as where you place the car on track. Matthias Turlo closing in on Max Knappen for second. Rafael Venhofer is for third. Rafael Venhofer closing in on Thomas Strauver for what is 5th on the road. He's got Mikkel Pedersen right up his back bumper as the German. And then Kasper Schrammann's Janis Diak. Nick Gerhardt rounds out the top 10. And there's quite a lot of standing water puddles there, which will catch drivers out. The curbs are going to be slick and slippery. But sometimes it's all about positioning the cart where you need to. Venhofer closing quickly, looking up the inside of Strava, going into the penultimate right-hander. But on that particular occasion, no go there. But Mikkel Pedersen looked up the inside. They're going through the final corner. As there is Farin Mega. He has a 2.8 second lead. And there has been a warning given to Kai Rielers, as well as, well, it's not going to make any difference to his race, but Austin Lee given a 3-second post-race penalty for 2 wheels outside of the tram lines. But there is Farin Mega, just taking it nice and calm and steady. And that's what you've got to do in this kind of race situation. You can't go all guns blazing, but you've got to make sure that you do your level best to carry on at the front of the field. And that's exactly... Oh, Farin Mega. Oh, he hit a wet patch there. That cart nearly went sideways, and that could have spun him around. They're going to have to watch themselves through that chicane. And I know for a fact that everyone else behind, after this race, will be watching the track evolution. There's Matthias Turlo versus Max Knappen. Turlo looking up towards the inside. Knappen might have closed the door, and you can just see how close it is. Thomas Strauver has closed in on them as well. Strauver looking to get past Turlo, going down into turns 1 and 2 on the circuit. Turlo looking up the inside of Knappen. There goes Thomas Strauver, and he gets past the pair of them. Oh, and it's sideways for Rafael Venhofer. Oh, and he does a 360. It's not a time for Jim Carner. If your name's either Ken Block or Travis Pisana there, my goodness me. Well, Rafael Venhofer just got a wake-up call as the timer has hit 0. We're going to have one more lap after this. And there is a little bit of a... there's a combat situation happening between the 3 on your screen, which will be at the 247 of Magnus Pedersen, the 277 of Bruno Mulders, and there, that is Nick Gerhardt in the number 206. As you can just see how difficult these conditions are. We're going to have one more lap to go. But at the minute, Farin Mega is going to be crossing the line. Final lap board is out. And there is a battle here. That's Max Knappen versus Matthias Turlo, who is... well, no, it's not Matthias Turlo. That's Thomas Strauver. And... Matthias Turlo has dropped down the order, as has Rafael Venhofer, but this is the battle for P3. But in the meantime, you can just see that Farin Mega and Kai Rielers are well up the road as Pedersen gets past Strauve, and there is Max Knappen. Pedersen's got around. Oh my goodness me, and Ethan Jeff Hall manages to get another position, but Mikkel Pedersen drops it on the final lap, spins 180 the wrong way, and that has cost him time, but also positions. But on home soil, Farin Mega, the 276 representing this very country, comes out of the final corner, and after 8 laps, it is Germany's Farin Mega that wins the race. Defending champion Kai Rielers makes it a JJ Racing 1-2, and Max Knappen, it's a top 3 for the squad, and fractionally ahead of Strawberry Racing's Thomas Strauve. Kasper Schurmans finishes in P5 at the end of that one, and that is Mathis Turlo. So he didn't even make it to the finish. Now what? And there is Nick Gerhardt. He's going to cross the line in 16th. So it's dramas for him. And there's a bit of a celebratory 360 from Farin Mega at the end of the race. I think it's also a way of checking out the conditions. Chloe Chong finishes in 17th, but Mathis Turlo, this means that he's on the back foot. So there's going to be a little bit of a delay, but let's have a look at the results. Farin Mega takes the victory by 3.7 seconds here in the first of 3 junior Rotax heats. Kai Rielers, the defending champion and current points leader, in second. Max Knappen makes it a JJ Racing top 3, ahead of Thomas Strauve from Strawberry Racing. Kasper Schurmans from SP Motorsport rounds out the top 5, ahead of Janis Stiak, Ethan Jeff Hall, Mikkel Pedersen. It's what could have happened had he not dropped it there on that penultimate chicane. Finishes 8th ahead of Mikkel Pedersen. Vic Stevens in 10th ahead of Bruno Modders. Rafael Renhofer in 12th ahead of Alberto Kiko Fracassi. Richard Thomas started down at the tail end of the field. Finished 14th ahead of Hungary's Daniel Sugar. Nick Gerhardt in 16th. Chloe Chong from Great Britain in 17th ahead of Guy Albag. Danny Shields from the UAE. Yarin Schultz from Israel in the top 20, with Mathis Turlo, as you can see there on the final lap, not making it to the end. He actually ended up in the barriers, with Marshall Crew actually assisting with Austin Lee, having a technical drama which ended his race on lap number 2.